Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Mania True Nerd, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. You only live once. We are here and we are about to go and start the very final part of this. But first, I found something while I was just scavenging about in this footlocker over here. Thank goodness I've picked up another stealth boy. I didn't know that was there. I don't know if that's a random draw or if that's always there. If so, I think I might have been very, very lucky, which is very good indeed, because yeah, that was didn't know that was going to be there, so that is a very lucky little thing if that has come up. We are on the, well, we're on the not great 226 out of 485 max possible hit points, because unfortunately I took a couple of hits, one of which was quite a big hit off a dog at during last part, so we're not in great shape. We could be much better shape than we actually are. And having discovered that one stealth boy, I'm now searching the hell out of all these containers in case I happen to find another. Sadly, no more free stealth boys for me today. That is very, very sad. But with the 3 pieces of mysterious technology that, again, no one can explain exactly why it is that we're even been collecting them, let's go and speak to the leader, Dr. Klein.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
So, let's just tell good old Dr. Klein that I've indeed recovered all of the technological information.
What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
So now that we've gathered technologies, let's see if they can finally tell us exactly what they're actually for.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And something wrong by any chance, Dr. Klein?
No. I mean, yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
And finally, we just get to outright confront him. Why did you have me get them if you don't know how they'd help?
I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before.
Luckily, we can use our own skill checks to come up with some, at least decent, working theories. So, with Science of 65, the antenna that we got first, well, that focuses brainwave patterns, right? Meanwhile, the suit is a cardiac regulator, and the sonic frequency is a spinal vibrator.
I've got it. The cardiac regulator in the suit, the antenna for brain waves, and the sonic frequency for the vertebral nerves.
And
I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
so, yes, Dr. Klein's come up with a rather unlikely theory that there was, the only reason we got the schematics was because somehow hidden inside there was a secret code that let us access Mobius's Forbidden Zone, which is kind of unusual, given the technology seemed to be rather biologically focused.
Biological? Ridiculous. I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression.
So with that rather unsatisfactory answer, we have been told to go to the Forbidden Zone, which should now apparently be open, and we can just fight our way inside and take out Dr. Mobius himself. So alright, let's go over there and do that. Oh wait, hang on, I forgot about the scorpions. Oh flip, go, back up. Oh flip, how? Yes, scorpions spawn directly outside. I'd forgotten that. Okay, I've got myself a working theory here. I have a theory that I might just be able to do something about this. So the scorpions up the front of the building, okay, to the north of it. I can see them on the map now. And using this, I can actually take down this force field right here. The question is, can I No, I can't see them, unfortunately. Now, I'd kind of been hoping, and you can't jump over here. There's an invisible wall. I'd kind of been hoping I might be able to use, I might be able to hit them or drop something in from above, from out here. But it looks like that is not going to be workable. Okay, that's a shame. Okay, so those scorpions are problem number 1. Okay, as that cunning plan didn't work out, I need to find a new way to take out those scorpions or avoid them. And you know what? I just found a stealth boy. This is a good time to use it, I think. I'd say just very fast. Get straight past these guys. Don't get close to them. Just get past and go. Get past and go. Don't want to fight with them. Way too dangerous. Way too dangerous. I don't like the fact I've had to come this way, but it looks like the safer side to cut through. Unfortunately, I think the other side is safer. But, you know what? This might hopefully be enough to get me pretty darn deep into Mobius's territory, which would be of use. Oh, God, get over the pipe. Now, what's this side? There can be quite a few enemies this side, but not desperately high perception ones, I don't think. The bottomite. Stealth boy, I say we just go straight damn past him. Yeah, everyone happy with me just not seeing me? Yes, I think you're all happy with not seeing me. I am so happy with you all not seeing me. Round this way. And down into the nice red forbidden zone. Okay. This was a good use of a stealth boy. We're down to only 4, which worries me. That's not really... I'd like more than that, to be honest, but needs must. We're in good shape, I think. Hang on, cut this way. More enemies. What is around here that we can see? Lobotomite, more lobotomites. Okay, 2 lobotomites, nothing too dangerous there. Both melee armed. Oh, that one's a bit closer though. He's dead. Dead. There he is. Oh, no, he's going. Okay, he's going that way. He's going the other way anyway. He's going the other way anyway. No guys this side. We can just follow ourselves down here. Okay. Oh, that was with generic ammo as well. I forgot to flipping change up to Hollywood. Don't get your ammo wrong. You're too flipping in dangerous situation to not be bothering with your flipping ammo being right. Okay. Now, ooh, the bottomite up there. Ooh. Wait for him to hold still.
As in...
There he goes, head blown clean off. Beautiful. Now, what have we got? This is the approach here, these red things. This area. We just follow the train track down and we'll reach the area where we can cut into the dome. Problem is, there should be more than a few scorpions in that area. In fact, I think now we're probably long past lobotomite territory. So I would say we're into explosive rounds, anti-material rifle territory. I need to be careful though. I'm going to run out of explosive rounds at some point in the not too distant future either. I need to be really careful. Oh! Where are they? Where are the damn scorpions? Why can't I see them? They should be straight ahead of me. Oh, they feel like they're really close. Like way too close. I don't like this at all. I feel like I can pull the camera out a little bit, but I feel like they like literally right on top of me right now. Where on earth are they hiding? I should be looking right at them, and I'm in caution. If I can sneak past them, that's fine. That's absolutely fine if I can just sneak past. No, not the mysterious cave. That's where the flipping legendary bloatfly lives. Don't even think about going into the mysterious cave. Okay. So that's it. That's X42. I might be able to sneak past those 2 scorpions in that case. Oh, but are they going to be waiting for me when they come back out? Oh, flip. I don't know whether there might be. Mysterious cave. Do not go into the mysterious cave. Never go into the mysterious cave. Okay. Snuck past 2 of them. Possibly 3 of them. Which is probably a terrible idea because they will just be waiting for me later. But if I can get past... Can I just... It looks like there's not that much in the tunnel itself. I might just be able to make a run to the door. I'm going to go for it. And when that happens, here's how the giant robot scorpion works. There are various, it's going to be a big open arena. There's going to be various terminals I can interact with to have a positive chance on in the battle. Before it activates, I've basically got time to do one thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run to the right and activate some drones that will distract it. Then I'm going to run for the override terminal and try and turn it off before it can do anything. If I get one shot in it, I'm going to use the sonic emitter with Revelation to see if I can paralyze it to buy myself a few more seconds. If it shoots me, I'm in trouble. Not just because it's very powerful, but because its attack causes rads. Huge amounts of rads. And those rads are, yeah, going to be enough to flipping murder me. Like, literally, they'll put me straight into, like... you can go up to, like, 600 rads in very, very quickly. And that's crippling. Because at that point, I start wondering, am I even capable of surviving Lonesome Road, or will the rads kill me? Alright, let's go for it. Let's try and sneak through. See if we can just get past the Scorpions without them ever knowing I was here. I don't know what happens if the Scorpions are still there when I come back out again. But I feel like the Scorpions have actually been drawn towards the location where they thought I already was. Which would be great if so. Loads of Scorpions up that way. Some Scorpions in here, but... make a run for it. Or take a pot shot at that one. Oh, flipping heck, that's a 4B. Oh, but see, it has exploded. It has exploded. And then where's the one that's over there? Well, I can see there's something. Oh, flip, where is it? Oh, he's right there. He's right there. There's one that's right there. Okay, just need to take him out then. And we should be in good shape. Is he coming this way? Is he coming this way? Oh, flip, he is. Oh, blimey. Blimey. Oh, flip, is he shooting me right now? Did he get me? No. No, he didn't. Somehow, he missed with every shot. Possibly he was hitting the wall there. Right. Scorpions up there. Pose. Wait, they're 3Bs. I might be able to take them all out with one shot. I think it's worth I think it's worth a try. They're so clustered together. It's worth the try. It's worth a try. Oh yeah. They're all just running into it. They're all just running into it. Why are they all just running into it like idiots? This is brilliant news. Oh my flipping god, did I just click? I'm lagging the hell out of the game. It doesn't like it one bit. It doesn't like that many one damn bit. But I might just have literally killed every single Scorpion but one. Oh my flipping god, I think they all clustered over there and I think I've utterly nailed every single one of them. But no, I'm still in caution. I can't have done. I can't have could have. Oh, but my god, that was amazing though. For how much flipping danger Scorpions can cause you. Who's still alive? Well, the game reckons one of them's alive. Okay. Right, well I'm glad I took the murder them route then. I think we're in decent enough shape to say, screw it, we just ignore the rest of them. Anything else that's left, we ignore it. We should be safe. Okay, yes. So here we go. This is it. This is very likely to be the end. Because I only have very, very little health. 226 hit points is nothing next to this thing. Oh god, what armor do I wear? Do I go for the slightly more stealthy? No, I'm not even going for criticals. Wait, I am going for criticals. I need to get criticals with this thing in order to paralyze the giant Robo Scorpion. Just for a few seconds, enough for me to get where I need to go. That's all I need. So, if it hits me, I'm done anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm better off in light armor with more perception and running faster. Alright. X-42 Robo Warfare Facility. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honour. If this is it, it has been an honour. But my god, let's try and do this. Okay, to the right, 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 to the right. And the drone control terminal. So, here we are. Activate the target drones. Yep. Boom. Turn the light off. Turn the light off. The drones are now activated. They will now attack this thing. Now, I need to just get around the back of it. He will just now be distracted. If I can stun him. Critical strike. Paralysis. Critical strike from paralysis. Go. Just go. Just go. This is the room that I want. This over here. Right here. This is the one. Wait, is it? No, it's the... No. Which one do I want? Oh, God, where am I going? Where the hell am I going? I really hope it's this one now. The target drones are serving their purpose. Yes. Yes. Emergency shutdown. Oh, my God, I think we've made it. I think we've just made it. Okay, now, it has never been more important that I solve this one on the first go than it is now. Okay, standard rules apply. Does it end in shun? Almost certainly it ends in shun and probably ashen. Okay, now, that's good. That means I can start doing actual matching because I know what most of the letters are likely to be. So let's just verify that with purification. Oh, we got it! Oh, thank God. Okay, now you know what we can do. Now you know what we can do. Initiate emergency shutdown. And the Scorpion is done. Why is there a countdown happening right now? And the emergency shutdown has happened. Oh my God. The Scorpion is dealt. Well, it says it's shut down. It does appear to me to just be still twiddling away quite happily. And don't forget the audio sample of Mobius's Robo Scorpion, the most powerful of all of the upgrades for the emitter. Yeah, we are. That's the recalibration file. Okay, I obviously I can't show you this, but trust me, if that thing hits you with its laser tail laser, it's not just the fact it does a ton of damage. The problem with it is that it will, it's a load of rad damage. It's an insane amount of rad damage, in fact. It's just mad. Okay, that's it. The robot Scorpion that's supposedly shut down is, actually, just check. Yeah, those things aren't hostile. Good. This thing is just, appears to me to still be active. It's still, shuttling about. It's still moving. But now it's completely harmless. Hello, Robo Scorpion. Actually, you know what? I'm getting the shivers just from standing in front of it. I don't want to stand in front of it anymore. So, yes, okay. Right. Good. I had that well planned out. That was my best strategy. The target drone to distract it, paralyze it a couple of times using this thing, and then just run for the emergency shutdown thanks to 100 science. That's all you need. 100 science, and that's the best strategy. In drones, straight over to the emergency shutdown, paralyze it if you can using the basic form of the Robo emitter. Alright, now let's go and get some answers from Mobius, and now we actually learn what's going on in the plot. And here we are in a building that looks pretty much like, it's pretty much an alternative version of the place that we have already been to. There's Mobius just on his own in a facility almost identical to the one that we've already come to. But he's now finally going to give us some answers, and they're very interesting answers too.
Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright.
So he doesn't seem quite like the mad scientist we were expecting at all. So why exactly did he take my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Exactly, I want my brain back so that I can leave.
Now, that seems to be rather hormonal of you. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
So yes, we now actually have to talk to our own brain to figure out whether we're rejoining it or not. And here is our brain in this nice little tank here, the brain tank. Op it pops, and apparently that is my brain right there.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
I do enjoy the fact my brain is so incredibly sarcastic.
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we?
Why are you such a dick, I can ask my own brain.
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, a, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes.
Our brain's deciding to abdicate responsibility of actions for some interesting reason, which is quite fascinating logic.
I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
So yes, unfortunately our brain doesn't actually seem that happy so far at the prospects of a reunion.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
Luckily, I think our brain can be talked around with the promise of the good things.
Overrated biological feedback.
Or maybe not. Luckily, with my high speech, I can tell him that though he is kind of denying various good things as just nothing but hormones and glands, luckily I can just answer, well, you know, you're only not feeling that because you're lacking them.
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So yes, we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
Let's be friends again. I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, Brain? Join me for some more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Well, that was in fact the deal. They did suggest that after we were done killing Mobius, they would be willing to put me back in my body, so are we absolutely sure that they will not cooperate?
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
Oh, and with speech 75, I can tell him, don't worry, man. I don't want to let that happen any more than you do. But first, I actually want to ask him, obviously, what would be so terrible about those brains escaping from this area?
Don't seem so bad. They vivisected us just to see what would happen. Have you forgotten the lobotomites? The cyber dogs, I assume you saw those. Imagine that kind of science spread across the entire Mojave. Every man, woman, and child we've met reduced to a lobotomite. Is that what you want?
And indeed, I do not.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
And it's time for us to make sure they hold up their side of the bargain. Let's make them.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
So there we are. We know step one of the process at least. We now know that what the think tank was planning all along was they wanted to potentially use the study of me in order to let them escape the radar fence, because a separated brain and body can't get out. But potentially a brain put back in a body can, so they might want to put one of their brain, Dr. Klein's brain, into my body in order to escape and spread their mad science across the Mojave. But there's one more little twist that we need to learn yet, which is why have they gone so mad?
Oh, I see you and your brain reached a compromise. How pleasant.
And can you help us stop the think tank?
If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I don't think it reached fruition. I would recall fruit if it had happened. I wasn't trying to kill them, just keep them out of trouble. What was that plan?
So though it's only implied there, and I'm not actually sure what options I have to go through to get to the option I was actually looking for him to describe. Basically what happened was, it's his fault that they all went mad. He realised that they were going to spread their science across the Mojave and cause devastation, so he basically lobotomized all of them, made them into this kind of this form that we see today. But the problem with the lobotomy was he felt appalling guilt for what he'd done as well. So as a result, he went on to lobotomize himself to just get rid of the guilt that he felt as a consequence of lobotomizing them. And he ended up in this very strange little scenario that we have here, where he basically pretends to be a mad scientist to scare them and keep them distracted. And by the way, a rather nice powerful weapon here, which is always good. He just kind of tries to scare them in order just to keep them. 2 stealth boys! Bloody brilliant. Magnificent. Alright, good. I'm glad I bothered to loot around here then. Great, we've managed to restock our stealth boy supply. He basically now plays the part of a pantomime villain, deliberately keeping them distracted and scared, so that they don't end up realizing that they're actually just being fooled and try and escape, because they're currently trapped within the radar fence, and he's basically just trying to, oh my goodness, all the mentats in the world. Excellent news. Yes, he's just basically trying to keep them scared and confused and concerned with him primarily. But unfortunately, he's realised that now that someone has come in from the outside world who they've spoken to, they'll realise the outside world is there and focus on going back to it. So now, that's not going to work anymore. We now need to stop them once and for all. So, that looks like that's my job. Let's go back to the think tank right now. Okay, I'm tempted to just fast travel back to the think tank, but I'm kind of worried as to whether those scorpions I just stealth boyed around earlier might just still be there. Oh wait, hang on. The balcony, that's way safer. Beautiful. So just one more change I want to make, just because it's a nice thing to have. Let's try that new that sonic emitter frequency we have. So we've now got Gabriel's bark. Let's see what that does. So damage 52, not spectacular, but critical strike knockback is one of the better little bonuses, so that's a nice thing to have. But Robo Scorpion, that's really ultimately the one we want. So damage 61, DPS 70, and critical strike explosion, which is kind of, I mean, so yeah, it's permanently loaded with explosive armor if you're getting a strike, which is kind of good, but also terrifying in some ways because it increases the risk of friendly fire. But I think it's friendly fire. I think it can cause friendly fire. But anyway, let's with that all done, let's just wander up to the think tank and wrap things up here. And things have mysteriously gone a little bit red, just to make sure we understand. They've made everything go red, and they've decided to, stand in foreboding positions. But let's walk up and sort this out nice and easy.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
And actually, would you believe, I found my brain, and that means the pacification field doesn't work anymore, so if it needs to, I can fight.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. We need to discuss a little bit of stuff, Klein.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
And there we have a pretty clear example of why Dr. Mobius stole our brain in the first place, that they couldn't allow a functioning brain like mine to be interviewed by the think tank, because one, they'd be able to figure out how to take out and put in brains properly and take their own brains out of it, and they'll also know all about the Mojave. But luckily, with Speech 75, I can sort this out, because I can tell him that actually it's not my brain in my head, it's Mobius's.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
And with science of 100, nothing is impossible for science. Mesons, lasers, atoms, brainwaves, all at my command.
You speak the truth. And the decibel variation in your voice, it is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
And I'm going to offer a deal. Stay here, stay put, and I will let you live.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
And I'll permit you to do this, but for me.
Partner with you? My foe? My rival? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
Brains have returned to work, and they are now working for me, and they will just quietly get on with science in Big Mountain, not hurting anyone else forever. And there we are. We now have to leave. And that, I believe, is the end. I think we are going to go pretty much straight into our ending cutscene. Let's go find ourselves an ending, shall we?
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
Although, truth be told, the courier had barely explored the crater in an attempt to rush through and be done with the whole thing. Perhaps that was for the best, however. Curiosity, while sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often proves to be equally dangerous.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome gained a frontier town feel with the few modules installed. They shouted at each other across the HQ occasionally, either threatening each other or announcing a discovery. It kept things lively. Secretly, the Sync Central Intelligence Unit was relieved that not all of the personality chips had been found. What was there was enough.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out Robo brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, old world blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
And I've lost the brainless perk and gained the big brained perk. My brain has come back into my body, which is fantastic. So now I'm 10% more resistant to addiction, and my damage threshold is improved by 10%. 10% increased damage threshold. That's mad. That's wonderful. And I've also acquired the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder, which lets me travel between the Mojave Outpost and here at will, which is good stuff. Thank you for saying huzzah. And it looks like I've got up to the next level as well. Right, well, level 33, I see no reason why we don't just keep getting explosives up, quite frankly. That's a very good thing to moving upwards. But you know what, let's get it up to 90, but also move repair up a little bit. Repair really should be higher than it is. Beautiful. Now, so obviously you saw that I got the big brain perk there. Brainless, I'm not really going to be able to do much because the auto dock, the personality file, is missing. So I cannot put my spine or my heart, which are both currently stored in here, hello spine and hello heart, I can't put them back in because it was quite risky. The place where it's stored is quite dangerous. But the thing is, the Heartless perk is better than putting your heart back in because you lose 100% poison resistance. You get something else instead. I can't remember what it is, but it's not as good. Spine would be better. I think you get 1 extra strength beyond the +1 you've already got. So if you put your reinforced spine back in, you go up to +2 strength. And I think +2 damage threshold rather than +1. But it's not worth the risk. There's like 3 nasty Mr. Gutsy warrior things in the place where the Autodoc's personality is. So I'm not taking the risk. Instead, I'm just going to take the Transportal Ponder and transport myself back to the Mojave Wasteland. Thank you very, very much, Old World Blues. It won't work while I'm in an interior. Well, that rather flipping undermined the drama, didn't it? Alright, let's get going. This thing, as much as I love Old World Blues and this lovely environment, I think it's time to head back to the Mojave Wasteland. So long, Big Mountain. And here we are back at the satellite. Beautiful. So, there it is. That is Old World Blues completed. We took, what was it, about 40 hit points worth of damage there. I think that is very, very good indeed. And as we go back into Civilization, here we are. Oh, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back. And as we head back into Civilization here, I think obviously there's one very major question remaining, which is, alright, so, what are we doing next? What's coming next week? And I have to say, it's the one that we all knew had to be coming sooner or later. And quite frankly, I don't want to leave it any later than now because last thing I ever wanted to be in a position where I physically would know going into a DLC that it could not be done. So I think there's one that I have to do next. And the one that I have to do next is next week, Dead Money. Next week we are doing the Dead Money DLC. And my goodness, is that a problem. I've got to do it next. I've got to do it next because, oh yeah, I'd forgotten about this weird goo pile that just kind of is floating here at a weird angle. That's been there. It's been here for flipping ages, and it's still flipping there. Yes, that was a fun glitch that happened earlier. Yes, we need to do Dead Money because if I do Lonesome Road next and just survive it, then I would hate to have to go into Dead Money knowing it can't be completed because I wouldn't be able to get through the poison clouds and that they would be what killed me. I have to do Dead Money next. And you know what? Lonesome Road feels like a more climactic conclusion to all things. So that is what we are doing next week, Dead Money, and my goodness, I'm not looking forward to that. It's going to be stressful. Everything that I've collected, all my kit taken off me, I'll just have to do what I can with the kit that I find there and hope that my skills, my perks, and my abilities are good enough. So that's next week, and in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the end of Old World Blues DLC. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Haha, I'm a genius at time. Oh, okay, this escalated quickly. I'd like to fly your drone. So good about a butterfly in a bucket. What does that tell you about the human condition? Are we the butterfly and is capitalism the bucket? What happens if you go right to the back in time? The very beginning of time. Oh, you literally just burn the universe.